Hello guys, it's good to see you guys in this tutorial lesson, another tutorial lesson. And how is your weekend going? How is your week going? I hope it went fine and is going fine also. So today's tutorial will be taking you on seventh chord, seven major chord, and all you need to know about seven major chord and seven diminished chord. Well, before we get to seven major chord and seven diminished chord, we ought to know what a seventh chord is. Yeah, so in the key of C, so in the key of C we have we have triads, which comes in three notes. Remember, we talked about triad here. That's your C, E, and G. Okay, now what is a seventh chord? Triad comes in three notes. Now seventh chord comes in four notes, which is your C, E, G, and then your, what is this key? That's your B. So in the software we call it Mi. So your C, E, G, and B. It involves, it comes with that. Okay, if you don't understand, just tell me you don't understand so I can break it down for you in the comment section below. Just comment in the comment section below so I can break it down even more. So now you leave to this, we leave this key, play this key, we leave this key, play this key, we leave this key, play this key, and that's why it's more beneficial for us to able to understand this chord. Okay, that is what it is. So now the purpose of what we use. Now before we go to the purpose of what is being used for, we normally, everybody use seven major chord, seven major chord. Everybody use this, but we don't know that it's a seven major chord. Okay. So before we go to the purpose, I would like you to know this in each keys. This is C major 7. This is C sharp major 7. You have to know this in your all keys. D sharp, D major 7th, E flat major 7 or D sharp major 7, E major 7th, F major 7th, F major 7th, F sharp major 7th, G major 7th, like that. G sharp, A sharp, and then your B. So you have to keep on rotating like. So it involves like that. That's how it gets involved. So now, what is the use for this? We use it in so many things. We use it for like progression, like let me say 2-5-1 progression. Instead of to play this, we expand our hands. Okay, it sounds more professional. Sometimes I make use of this, but for now, seventh. Okay. 5, 1. So that's what it's basically used for. That's 2-5-1, and other progressions. You can use in so many progressions. Trust me, you can be using so many progressions. And now we go over to diminish 7th chord. I've already taught you about diminish 7th chord. Okay, I've already talked about diminish 7th chord. But before we go to diminish 7th chord, I want to tell you about the inversions. of a major seventh chord. Now we have it. That is your inversion. So the roots, your first inversion, second inversion, third inversion. So we have 4 inversions. Your root 1, first inversion, second inversion, third inversion. Same thing here. Okay, your roots, your first inversion, second inversion, and your third inversion. So that is for it, and something with it like your roots, your first inversion, your second inversion, and your third. So that is for you do it on all keys, okay? All keys. These are all keys. So without time, I would like to go straight to diminish, okay? I'm about to go straight to diminish. What is a diminished chord? You know, you learn it, you know, in your last lesson, we talked about diminished chord in triad, and we learned about that diminished chord means made smaller. So, and in the triad, this is your C diminished chord. But we got C diminished chord from C minor. So this is your diminished. Okay, it's very simple. Your minor third to this key, to this key, to this key, your minor chord to this key, to this key, and to this key. That's how you get your diminish. Okay, it's just simple. But the one I said about is to a layman understanding. Okay, now your minor third to this key. This is your minor third. Okay, now we go to this key. What is your minor chord in the key E? This is your re mi. This is your 1 2 3. So you now flatten your tree, okay? So you have to produce your minor chord again. So you got this to this. Is a connection. Minor third of is a connection of minor thirds. Connection of minor thirds. Before it was connection of 3 minor chords, but I think 2 minor chords. Sorry. Then now it's now 3 minor chords. So minor chord, yeah. So now, so this is F sharp. Now how we get to. So this one is still the same thing. It has now come back to this C. Okay, it has come back to this C. So it's just so it's a diminished scale. So as for diminished scale, so we don't talk about inversions. Let's go to inversions. Diminish. This is your inversion. Okay, this is your root. So this is your first inversion, second inversion, third inversion. Like the major, that what we did in major seventh. So it's the same thing. Okay, in inversions of seventh chord, we have 3 inversions. Why in triad we have, I think we have 4 inversions. Then why in triad we have 3 inversions. Okay, so what we do is the exercise, or just the way you want it. If you can do it, make it independent, hand independent. Have C diminish, F, C sharp diminish, D diminish, E flat diminish. So all these things are being connected by minor third, 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 minor third. The same thing here. Minor third, minor third, minor third. So that's how it is. So it's just exercise to so it's the same thing. It's how it is. So it's exercises that you can use to make the finger okay. So another thing is, since we have known about the inversions, the purpose of this diminish is used as a passing chord. Like for example, let me use this, okay, in the key of G. So 736. So it's used as a passing chord to a minor chord, okay? But sometimes we can also use it to the major, okay? It's always in the minor, but you can also use it to a major. Like, for example, this is my story, this is my song. So it's used as a passing chord to the major, but is randomly. It's used randomly, but mostly it's actually passing chord to the minor. Okay. So that is for diminish. Okay. Now we're gonna do a little demonstration on diminish, the connection between diminish and major seventh. Okay, the connection between the two of them. What do I mean? Is in by 251. Most of us use this. Depends. Or you can also use this. You can also use it like so major seventh, the key of F, major F major seventh. Then you can also use this. It's just you can use any inversions. Okay, use any inversion. You can use. Okay, then this is D major. D diminish. Can be used in anything you can use it. Like let us use C. Let's use let's 251s, okay? Let's see. So what is this? This is my inversion. That's my third inversion in diminish, okay? Okay? So it's the same thing, just so 76 or 70. Anyway, you can do. Or 76. That's 7th chord. So there's a connection. Okay? You can just think out of the box. So 7 or what did I play? 7 7 this actually is the root why this one is the first inversion.